I love it. It just adds to the ambiance, man.
Sometimes you need a nail gun right behind you just for, to accent. Get them to like somehow sync up with them. So like anytime you say a joke, like the nail gun, bah, like right at the end,
It's underneath. It's like directly underneath me in my house. So.
Is there like a couple of tools they can use to get like a ba-dump type noise for when people make
rim
a joke?
shot
There's got to be a way.
We just need a Foley artist. Let's just go old school.
Yeah.
Someone with a washboard.
Oh, there you go.
Large piece
hire
of tin.
instead of like a producer or editor, we could hire a guy with like a big contraption that can make all the cartoon noises, a slide whistle.
This is, this is another thing. We might need to do a top 5 list on it. We might need to do a whole episode on it. It's just professions that don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like whole industries that have entirely disappeared because of technology of various, degrees.
Shit, wait like 6 months. We'll have a whole new slew of them, man.
Well, I mean, obviously it's accelerating, but I'm thinking like Foley artists, like globe makers, you know what I mean? Like
buggy drivers.
Right. Yeah. Like, well, I mean, you could get that job in New York City still. I guess you could still
well,
make
you could kind of do any job, I guess. But
stained glass, right?
Yeah.
Chimney sweeps, like, Aaron, you could grab that kid that you got behind you, throw him through the chimney,
There you go.
Just like, that's literally what they would do back in the day.
Yeah, because the kids can fit in there,
They can fit, dude.
Man, get the kids back to work, man. They're getting soft, bro.
Child labor, man.
Yeah.
Need more of that.
America's been missing that. There's some children working in your house right now, dude.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Greetings, listeners. Welcome on into the Nostalgia Pit, a podcast aiming to dissect pop culture, the subconscious, and other psychological phenomena through a hyperbolic and prismatic lens. Hosted by Rob Snow and Colin Cassard, theme song produced by Golden Beats, the Nostalgia Pit is available all the places you find your podcast. Today, we're doing a little bit of cross-promotion, a little bit of cross-pollination, if you will. That's right. We're bringing in, you could almost say this is couples therapy. Rob's been cheating on me, okay? He started a new podcast, and so we brought in his new partner so I could confront them on the air. And that's what this is, Aaron. I hope you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready. I love confrontation. So.
Good. That's what this world needs is more confrontation.
More confrontation, that's right.
Right? So I figured I'd add to the pool. But for real, Throb here, our own Rob Snow and Aaron, they are together at last to create a podcast for you. It is called Franchise Doctors, and that is why we're here. We're here to talk about it. And the first franchise that they're tackling is RoboCop, the Paul Verhoeven classic. From what year? 1980 what?
Great question.
Great question. Okay, we'll figure that out later,
85, I think, for the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe 87, something there. I don't know.
Something around there. But either way, RoboCop is the franchise they're tackling first. I don't know if the populace knows about the next one, so I won't tease it yet. But either way, we're here. And we're doing it. So we're going to talk about Paul Verhoeven. We're going to talk about RoboCop. We're going to talk about a little local music of the Northwest variety. And we're going to have fun. If you like us, you want to support us further, go ahead, check out our Patreon. We got a brand new podcast that is exclusively for our patrons. Our patrons. Yes, and it is called No Five Talgia. Okay.
No Five Talgia.
We talked about our top 5 cartoons from the 90s. Okay, there's a lot of debate, a lot of controversy that went into it. Let's just say Rob might have been shocked by my selections. I might have been shocked by his, maybe a little less so.
I felt a little betrayed.
I would be shocked by any number one. Well, if it's American animation, then I would be shocked by any number one that's not Batman the Animated Series.
All right, no spoilers, but I think
No
you're
spoilers.
safe.
No
I think you're
spoilers.
safe.
Batman may or may not have showed up on a list, or two. Okay,
Yeah.
It might have. But you want to support us further. You want to check out No 5talgia. You want to find out where that list ended up. All of it is up on our Patreon. So go check that out. If you want to stay till the end, Guns, Gods, and Ghosts. Is that right?
Yeah, GunsGodsGhosts, yeah.
Guns, Gods, Ghosts. Okay. We
Yeah.
got a selection coming from Guns, Gods, Ghosts at the end. So make sure you stay till the end as our song ends. We are out of the intro. We are here.
Wow.
Franchise doctors. Yeah. The franchise physicians. We're in the house. Yeah. I'm excited. I've been hearing about this podcast for a while. Rob's been telling me that he's cheating on me. He's an honest adulterer. Okay? He's an honest adulterer. So
Rare
at
breed.
least I've known, but now I get to actually, put a name to the face.
Well, we've only recorded, I think, 21 episodes ahead of where we are releasing, so
Hey.
you've had plenty of time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
hilarious.
The lore of this podcast, right? It was the pandemic, and I wanted to flex the podcast. I hit up Rob and Kevin and Vaughn. We all just sat down and we recorded for like 3.5 hours, and we did that like 6 or 7 times. And then I was like, oh, I should probably like do something with that. So I think, we had probably 25 hours of unedited content before I started editing the first one. And then, it was a very choppy production schedule, let's just say, for the first while.
Yeah, luckily my wife is the editor, so I don't have to do that. She's better at it than me, and so she likes doing it, and she just started to get it done. And I was like, all right, well, now we can release them now that you're editing it. 'Cause-
See, that's what I need. I mean,
A wife.
an editor. No,
Oh,
I have the wife, but and she does a lot of things for me, Selena.
She does.
She helped with. You could say she could even say it's No 5talgia's her name, or I mean her idea. Although I named it. I named it.
You're
but
good
it
at
was her
names.
idea.
That's it. That's your thing.
I'm a namer.
You know.
I'm a name.
You're a
I
namer.
do these things. But having that's awesome that it's a family affair and that you don't necessarily have to worry about the editing process, and then you get to go back and listen to it. Me with the editing, that's what I do. I edit the Nostalgia Pit. I edit Cinephobe, movie podcast where they rate movies that are 40% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes. I edit Uncertain Age podcast, which is a movie where they deal with aging or actors that are over a certain age.
Oh,
That's actually a really, really fucking funny podcast. I think that they're actually
is that the one with the heavy reverb?
that's the one with the heavy reverb at times. Yes.
Nice.
That's just little production things. But I edit a lot of podcasts. I also edit the Friday Mailbag, which is on the Count the Dings network. And
Here's the science.
And here's the science. I mean, the one that I do the most.
You almost
Jesus
forgot
Christ.
about that one.
Oh my God. Hold on. You said it. You
Do
said
it.
You said it.
Do
You
it.
said it. You said it.
Do it. There it is. There it is. Oh yeah.
Yep. Science.
Nice.
Solid.
Yep. Taffer's in the house. I do a podcast.
Tappers in the house.
where we watch Bar Rescue, and so now the new Bar Rescue season is coming out. So
There's
high
a
demand.
new bar rescue season?
No,
God
new
dang.
Bar Rescue season's coming out. We watched the
Wow.
episode. It comes out Sunday night. We watch it Monday with our Patreon people, and then Tuesday the
Patrons.
episode comes out. Our patrons.
I feel like
Patrons.
shows like Bar Rescue can continue so much longer than most shows, Like,
Yeah,
like they're still
it has
making
the formula.
Storage Wars,
Are they really? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
A show like Bar Rescue, it has such a simple formula. So as long as there are inept business owners or owners that are willing to play along and make themselves look inept on camera,
Mhm.
as long as they're one of those two things, you're going to be able to do that forever. And I mean, yeah, it is what
And
it
the
is.
amount of people who want to be on television it's an innumerable amount. I mean,
Yes.
they'll do whatever it takes to get on TV.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. And
Yeah.
it's good
Yeah.
promotion for your restaurant, even if it makes you look stupid. You know what I mean?
Well, because usually it makes you look good at the end when people would come see.
Yeah,
do it.
and people
That's true.
surprisingly, it's very interesting. A lot of people will entirely forget about the amount of rat shit that was being photographed and videotaped and cockroaches and stuff, just because like, it came out as like, oh, now you're a Chicago themed bar in Ashland City, Tennessee, or, like whatever,
I mean,
irrelevant. It's good.
Maybe this is like a dirty secret for people who've never worked in the restaurant industry, don't like know this, but if you are in a restaurant in an urban center, that restaurant has had rats and roaches. Well, roaches are more climate dependent, but it has had infestations of parasites, and that's just the way it works. So
I worked at a cafe that had ants. I mean, that's something.
I mean, ants is more of a Pacific Northwest thing, especially like Portland. They say that it's just built on an anthill.
Yeah.
The entire thing.
Super colony, like under.
Yeah, exactly. The entire thing.
That'd be a good sci-fi movie, Super Colony.
It would be a good like hip hop crew name,
Yeah. Well, RoboCop, what made you guys select RoboCop as your inaugural franchise doctor physician to fix? Like, I am curious because the whole well, first off, what's the concept of the show? Give me the elevator pitch if you don't mind.
Yeah, the concept is each season we pick a different franchise and then we cover it one entry at a time, chronologically. And then at the end, these are franchises that have gone astray. They are not what they once were. And so at the end, we pitch our fix. Both Rob and I pitch how we would take the franchise forward, whether that's like rebooting it or a requel or just a straight up sequel or some spin-off or even though the real answer most of the time is that they should just stop making them, and we all know that. That's
they should have just made the one and called it good.
Yeah.
Ideally, right?
Yeah, most of these.
Okay, I hear that. So, is there any reason that RoboCop became? I'm sorry. One question: do you pitch the fix for each movie individually, or do you pitch the fix for the whole franchise?
The fix for the whole franchise. Like basically, if a studio came to us today and we're like, "We got to do something with RoboCop. What do you do?" Mm-hmm. And that's like the pitch. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And we don't have the pressure of needing to appeal to an audience or, we don't have any market pressure or any executives overseeing what we want to do. So we get to do whatever the fuck we want.
This is the fantasy world where Hollywood executives go, you know what? Let's go back to the creatives and let them steer the creative work.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Get our own meddling hands out of these pies and let people cook. It all takes place in a fantasy world where that's true, because
exactly.
That's not what we have anymore.
Okay, so what made you select RoboCop? Like, what was it? Whose idea was it? And like, why is it your first franchise?
I think I pitched RoboCop to Rob as the first option. I think we went through a little checklist, There's some problems, right? Like right now, it'd be awesome to do Alien or Predator, but they're both like kind of in a good place right now, or at least better than they have been.
They bounced back. Like they had a dark time in the early 2000s when Alien versus
AVP.
Predator.
Oh my God, bro.
Like we keep talking about how we have to do Highlander soon because Chad Stahelski's doing that like Highlander remake, and I
forgot about that.
I think that will probably be pretty good just because John Wick is already very Highlander like.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I'm like, we got to do this before the franchise gets good again, because and then conversely, I would have said Scream wasn't, but then I watched Scream 7 and now I'm like, now we can cover Scream because that movie sucked. So
which I want to say that seems wild to me because I haven't seen any Scream after 3 and I just couldn't imagine that they would be any good. So to hear that like the franchise was doing pretty good until this last movie is like, it blows my mind, dude.
Oh yeah, Scream is always solid until now. But yeah, so we picked RoboCop was kind of like, well, this is well known enough that people know what RoboCop is. It's like, and it's like pretty agreed upon that there has basically never been a good sequel to RoboCop. So it's like, it's not really arguable that it doesn't need fixing.
And it's dead right now, essentially. Yeah. Like, there's nothing.
The franchise is technically dead. They did do a reboot. Was it 10-ish years ago? Right?
In 2014.
Which, spoiler alert, that to me is actually the worst RoboCop.
Yeah,
I actually liked that less than like any of the bad early 90s
the bad ones are like Because early 90s bad movies are different than bad movies now. It's just much different.
It is,
so you have
dude, for sure.
it being on film. Okay, that's going to help out a lot. B, practical effects, that's going to help out a lot.
True.
Right? When you have
the
those
CGI
two things,
loses the charm a lot. Yeah.
the CGI loses the charm. Like when you still had like a team of humans like creating this thing, even if it was a piece of shit, it still felt much better.
They
Now,
also just like pushed harder on the camp in a way that like now they're always like super serious and grounded with everything.
yeah.
And I think like I always say like if you're gonna make a bad movie, make it dumb. That will like make it more watchable in the future than if you take it really seriously. And the RoboCop reboot is like the most like
My God.
gray like gritty version of RoboCop, and it sucks. It's like not
Yeah,
fun to
like I was gonna
watch.
say, like all the bad movies in the '90s are like zany. You know what I mean? There's like a zaniness, a wackiness that just
lot of
does
them,
not
yeah.
exist after a
Now
certain
if they were
point.
like, what do we do with RoboCop to make kids like him? We give him a jetpack and we make him fight robot ninjas. Nobody would be like, yes, do that.
Yeah,
but that's
no,
what
not
they
nowadays.
did with RoboCop 3, and it was like it's a
See,
terrible
now
movie.
I need to go see it. Like,
Dude, you should watch it just for like the nostalgia and the fun of it. Honestly, like I think in the latest episode, we talk about how much fun the third one is, even though that it's like really stupid. It's like
terrible. But
fun
like,
doesn't mean good. You know, they can be those things can be the same. They can occupy the same space.
and when you're done, you're like you never like regret it. When you watch like a gritty, serious movie that that sucks, you're like, oh, this is a chore. I hate it.
Just
When
fucking
it takes itself
boring,
too
dude.
seriously. Yeah, exactly. Or it thinks it's good. It's got ego behind it. I mean, there's so
They
many
say that
different
the
reasons movies
only
like that.
real sin in like art making is to be boring. You know, that's like really the only. You can be bad, you can be great, whatever, but you can't be boring. Like,
Yeah, you want to be memorable, right?
Yeah.
You it's always bad when you're like, oh, I watched this movie like a week ago, and someone's like, oh, how was it? Like, what happened? And you're like, oh shit, that's not good. That's also not necessarily. Sometimes that's the result of just the society that we live in, and everything is meant to take your attention. You know, so.
or me watching it at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, or depending on
stoned.
what time. Yeah, what time you
Yeah.
watch it. I mean, that also helps. Now, if I recall, did RoboCop 1 was like one of the most violent movies. And for the listening audience, yes, there's construction going on.
That wasn't
areas.
gas. Okay,
It wasn't,
just relax.
it wasn't a long bit of wind. Okay?
No.
It was a saw.
That's the group of
Sawzall.
children working in his basement. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get some renovation done so that we can finish out the basement and have a bedroom for both of our children instead of
nice.
sharing. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
see,
kids
yeah.
gotta, like, all right, we birthed you. You gotta build it. So
you gotta.
they got the drill.
You want a bedroom? You gotta build it. That's
gotta
what
build
my
it.
parents did. You know what I mean?
Make sure
and
it's
I
up to
turned out
code.
fine.
Make sure it's up to code.
You got to learn
No,
how to do
you-
the electrical work if you want lights
Kids
down
these
there.
days.
All right.
Now, RoboCop 1987. You know, I confirmed the date. It one of the most violent movies. Didn't it have like the highest body count when it came out? Wasn't that the whole thing about it? Like it just
I don't know.
it was ruthless murders.
Yeah, it's
that
pretty violent. It actually there's parts of it that like are horror movie gory, like when
yeah.
RoboCop when Murphy gets blown up before he gets turned into RoboCop.
Yes.
It's like
That's
pretty
body
extreme.
horror shit.
Or
Yeah.
when the
Like,
dude
he's getting
gets
shot
hit
up
by the
so hard.
car and he's like all acidy, like melting
yeah.
and explodes. Oh my God.
Well, Paul Verhoeven, right? He definitely seems to steer, like, I mean, I know that all of his movies aren't horror movies, but even the ones that aren't, like RoboCop, there seems to have like a horror tinge to them. Where
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
like also what's the one that was super controversial that a lot of people didn't like?
Starship Troopers?
Starship Troopers, yeah.
Mhm.
Starship
I
Troopers.
just rewatched that, by the way. Pretty
It's so
fucking
good.
good.
It's
pretty
so
fucking
good.
great.
Once you understand that it's like satire against right-wing like commentary and stuff like that, it's like once you understand what it is, and it's supposed to be over the top and all that, and it's like, oh, okay, this is. But I liked it even when it was, even when I saw it back in the day.
And some people think the book itself is fascist, and Paul Verhoeven was like taking the piss out of the book, because Heinlein's kind of a weird guy who wrote the book. So yeah, I love that. We've talked about Starship Troopers because there are some direct to video sequels and some animated.
Yeah, there's like 9
DC.
fucking movies. Like, I did not know that until I started looking into it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where did these?
There are 2
That's-
anime. There are 2 Japanese cartoons of Starship Troopers, which is pretty interesting.
It's insane.
It's a cool concept, but yeah, again, it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure just like fascist ideology and taking it and making it so comedic is genius. But I mean, Hollow Man has horror elements to it.
Oh yeah,
That
that's a
movie's
straight
horrible.
up horror movie. Yeah,
You're
And,
forgetting the most horrific one though, which is Showgirls.
Showgirls, of
that's
course.
right. I keep forgetting that's him.
Total
I'll never
Recall.
remember that.
He has the wildest filmography.
He does. It's
just-
pretty amazing, man. It's
Showgirls
pretty amazing.
is a fever dream, man. I don't even know.
But he
what's
has a
going on.
tone. You can like watch a Verhoeven movie and be like, "Oh, this I get it. It has like a signature like to it." Even Showgirls, even Basic Instinct, you know.
Oh
you can,
yeah,
like,
Basic Instinct
you
too.
can,
That's right.
You can tell that this is this guy.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the violent nature of number 1. Now, did it do a similar thing that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do, where it pivoted from a dark, gritty nature to more of a kid-friendly movie? Or what is number 2's tone? Because I don't remember number 2. I don't remember anything about it.
Number 2 is still pretty dark. It does add.
Okay.
Well, it's weird. Number 2 is dark, but there is a B plot about a literal 12-year-old becoming the head of the mob in Detroit.
But that's super dark because he is not fucking around. That 12-year-old
not.
is ruthless.
It's not played for laughs.
Okay, I need
at
to go
all.
watch that then.
It's
It-
just played
it's-
straight.
This then.
2 is not. It didn't need to be made, but it's really not that bad. It's
Yeah.
like,
Okay,
you know,
the
it's
need
kind
to
of
be
a
made.
rehash.
It's been made. Okay,
you know,
You know?
yeah. There's nothing
got
we can
made.
do about it.
is it entertaining? Will I be
Oh, yeah.
entertained?
The
It's
villain's
pretty
played by Tom Noonan. Recently died. Rest in peace to one of the great weird character
Okay.
actors of the 80s and 90s. And I think it's fun. It's like I didn't have a problem. Like when I watched it, I was like, well, I'm not going to watch that all the time. But like I had fun watching it this time. And that's how 2 and 3 both are. 3 is where it pivots though into like,
Yeah.
oh, now they're selling action figures.
Yeah.
Like
It gets super
RoboCop gets a
kid-friendly.
jetpack,
Oh, okay.
so that they can.
So that's
make
number
a-
3. That's when
Yeah.
that comes in. Okay,
And there's
'cause I
like
was
a
wondering-
10-year-old girl that's like a computer whiz, and she's like one of the main characters in 3.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm remembering. That's the one.
And that's the one with the ninja robot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that though. So again,
2,
I'm gonna have to go back and
though,
watch this.
2 has a roving gang of Boy Scouts. Is that 2? That's 2, right?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know if it's 2 or the beginning of 2 or beginning of 3
Damn
that has
it, maybe that was 3.
the evil scoutmaster ransacking a store with his Boy Scout troop.
It's very
Uh,
funny. I mean, it's
Damn, I
really
love it.
the only one that's like really not watchable. But you know, spoiler alert, because that's coming out next. But or maybe even
You know-
like 2 episodes from now. But the reboot
Well, so
is just not worth watching.
This
I'm
is
just
coming out. Okay, this episode that we're recording here is coming out on the 23rd.
saying. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So just letting you know.
So most of the first
23rd.
season will be out by then, I think.
23rd of May. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, all of the we'll be into the next season by that time.
No.
But we also covered the pilot episodes of both of the Canadian television shows.
There's 2 Canadian television shows.
Yeah, one aired in America as well, but was made in Canada, and it's like a full. We didn't watch all of it. It's like it has the tone of like a Power Rangers almost. Like
Yeah.
the villain is named Dr. Cray Z Millardo, and it's like a 80s cartoon in tone.
It's so silly.
Okay.
And one of the bad guys is this is the where you can tell where the tone is coming from. One of the baddies is the guy who got exploded, who was melting, except in the television broadcast, he doesn't get exploded. He doesn't get hit by the car. So in the TV series that follows, that continues the story, he's alive and he looks like a Dick Tracy villain. He's got
Yeah,
like
he
a
does.
melting face and a big nose. Anyway.
and,
That's
and
funny.
then-
I need to go back and watch Dick Tracy. That's another thing.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That movie's great. From
We should watch
what I
that
remember.
maybe sometime.
they did a second series that's like it's structured way more like an English show from that era where it's
Oh
like
yeah, that's true.
4 episodes. They're all movie length, and we watched the first one of those, and I actually watched all of those, and it was pretty good. Like for TV, it's very
This
it's like
one's-
from 2003 or something.
2001 RoboCop Prime Detectives.
Yes.
yeah.
Prime
Yeah.
directives.
Yeah,
Prime Directives. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And so that one is.
I went
much
on to watch
more-
like maybe 3 of them too. I mean, it was like pretty good actually.
Yeah.
There says there's only 4 episodes. So I mean, It's not that much if you're a completionist and you will start it, as opposed to Alpha Commando RoboCop from 1998, which had 40 episodes.
Yeah, that's we didn't watch the animated.
Oh, the anime. Okay, that's the second animated series because they had a 1988 animated series as well.
And we did not cover the animated.
I watched the first episodes of both of those, and I said, we don't need to watch these, Rob. There's nothing worth talking about here.
Yeah. It's different, right? It's a complete reformatting of the franchise and just pitching it for children.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably make those calls on a franchise to franchise, but that's the thing I think holding us off from Highlander is like that show is actually in continuity, like the TV show is in continuity with the rest of it. And I'm like, so do we have to watch all this show if we're covering the whole franchise?
How many seasons of that show is there?
I think there's like 6.
Oh, God.
There's like 6 22-episode seasons.
I kind of remember that show being good,
podcast would just become the Highlander podcast.
Yeah, right.
A year and a half,
Yeah.
I kind of remember that show being good when I was a kid, but then again, I was a kid, so I didn't have any taste.
You could in theory, now, if you wanted to do that, you guys could do each season of Highlander as an episode.
Yeah.
And you could record it over a year or so it doesn't pressure you guys, but then package it all together while you're doing like a different one.
That's not a bad idea.
Type of thing.
You putting on your producer hat for that one.
Hey, I got ideas, man.
You got ideas. He's an idea guy.
It's not just names. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm a producer. You know what I'm saying?
There's no soundboard on our podcast. I'm slacking. I gotta get.
I know you gotta get one, bro. Goddamn,
bro. You know what I mean?
Listen, Colin's going a little buck wild on the soundboard because he just got it,
about?
And he's a little excited about it.
Oh my God.
I might be excited.
He's reining it in.
I have reined it in. I'm not talking about my as much.
Wow.
The last Twin Peaks Tuesday watch along that we did is a soundboard heavy episode.
Shut up, dude.
A lot of soundboard action.
Hey, it's balanced well, okay? It's mixed in. It's not overpowering. Okay? It flows, okay?
Okay.
Well, I figure let's go to a commercial real quick, and then we're going to come back. We can talk some more stuff.
Love that.
About the franchise doctors. Because why not?
I love consumerism, so yes.
I love it.
Let's hear about some new products, man.
Action figures. Yeah. So we got a commercial. We're sponsored. We get paid here, so I figure
so much money. It's
money
embarrassing,
back.
honestly.
It really is.
Yeah.
So.
This spring on StarMart Streaming.
How did you find me?
I'm a detective, Richard. You used to be one too. Remember?
After 25 years, the Dicks are back.
I gave that life up years ago. You know that.
Rich, the killer is back. And is killing more people.
With new mysteries, new murders, and new pussy.
Say hello to our new partner.
Oh my God, that's fucking adorable.
New York Times says the actors are old now, and it's a lot darker than I remember.
Professor Mittens, no, that's not a toy. Put that down now.
Yeah, this is a crime scene, okay? Then quit scattering the entrails everywhere. You've already been fed. You're being annoying.
Tune in to catch the return of Two Dicks and a Pussy this spring, only on StarMart Streaming.
Big bucks.
Wow.
Primetime.
We got paid. How much did we get paid for that? Probably like.
I mean, it's uncouth to disclose numbers.
Sorry. You're right. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll break you off a clean like 2,500, Aaron, for that.
Sick. All right. Yeah. I was like, just guesstimating. It has to be in the 5 figures.
Oh well, I wish it was that little amount because this, like I said, it's just embarrassing how much we get paid for this.
Rob keeps trying to talk about it, but
I know I'm self-conscious, man. I was like,
no, you're just trying to brag.
I hate
not self-conscious.
It's like really.
You're trying to emasculate other people with the usage of your salary, just like any traditional American.
Any real man, anyway.
Any real American.
Any real American man.
Any
Red-blooded.
real American.
Here's an interesting fact, though.
What's up?
We didn't actually start as the franchise doctors.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, tell me what does that mean?
I had a different idea for a podcast because
Oh.
I'm a very format-oriented podcast person. I always have to have like a format idea. And originally, I wanted to do a podcast where we like take institutions and see if we could do it better than them. Like, for instance, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, could we make a better Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the years?
I think so.
And so we did that. We recorded like 4 episodes of that.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to listen to it, to edit it. And I was like, this is kind of boring. We're just listing stuff. I don't think it's working. And then I said, I have this other idea.
Lists can be good if done correctly, but they can be very boring if not done correctly. You have to do it. You have to do it in like reverse order. You have to format it in certain ways. For like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like what you would have to do is like go at it by year. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what we were doing.
And then you'd address like, you know, are these people valid in there? Who would you replace it with? You could easily do that with the Grammys and the Oscars.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? Like that is like something you could easily do that with, you know. And
There was actually this thing that started in Seattle called the 2020 Awards. That got like pretty big, and in fact one of the creators wanted to put it on TV and got an offer, but then the other creator wanted to keep it local, which was always redoing the Oscars 20 years afterwards. So like, I think it started in like late 2000s. So I'd be like, all right, were the 1989 Oscars good? It doesn't matter. We're going to redo them right now. And they would have like an award show. No one would ever show up to accept the awards. They had all kinds of bits about like who would come to accept the award on behalf of everyone.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. A friend of mine, a coworker of mine was one of the people that put it on. But
Nice.
so that was kind of the inspiration for the idea. I just think doing a music podcast is hard, like with where you want to play licensed music is hard because you got to worry about that.
Yeah, you can't play the music. That's a big thing about it. You know, you can music specifically. It's so taste oriented that if you frame it in certain ways, more often than not, you're going to come off as a snob or like, you know, unless you're doing it in a niche sense. I don't know. It could be done.
Yeah, it was just, it wasn't working the way we were doing it, so
Yeah.
we moved on to the franchise doctors, which I think has worked much better for us.
I'm having a great time. I like pitching. It's like a lot of like nervous pressure building up as the season goes. And then it's like, I'm like, oh, fuck, man, I got to think of something fucking good. But it's so fun to actually sit down and like think about a story, like what you would do with the franchise if you were given the opportunity. It's like so much fun, man. It's a good creative exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a big fan. So how many episodes do you guys have out? The franchise doctor.
As
I
of
think we
the
got
time
3
of
right
recording, we have 3 episodes out. They
As of
come out on Wednesdays is the goal. The goal is
Wednesdays. Wednesdays is the goal. Okay, so you didn't do animated RoboCops. So that just means you did 4 movies, 2 TV shows. So is it 7 episodes in total for RoboCop?
Yeah, the RoboCop season is 7 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because then you have your fix.
Yeah.
So I got you. Now, are you doing where you announce what your next franchise is on the fix episode?
We kind of, once we figured it out, we just started talking about it. So I think it might be the episode before the fix episode. We talk about what the second season is, and I don't remember when we started talking about the 3rd season because we decided that pretty far ahead
in
of time.
advance.
And
That's true. Yeah.
we also have audibled a couple times because we were gonna do we were talking about doing like Lord of the Rings, like the Tolkien, Middle Earth cinematic, thing. But then we were like, when we watched the first movie of RoboCop and of the second franchise, we were like, this is the original text that all things are beholden to. But then I was like, well, that's not really true with Lord of the Rings. That's not. It's very
the text
definitively
is the text.
not the original text that it would be beholden to. So then I was like, would we read the book? And I was like, I don't.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't want to
You wouldn't read the book. It's a movie podcast, right? It's a media franchise, in not in that sense. I mean, you could, but
I think it depends. To me, it's all on whether it would be fun or not. But I have read those books, and I don't really want to reread them.
No, I like the books. Like it would be one thing if you were reading The Hobbit and then watching all 3 movies following it, because that's one book and 3 movies, right? And and don't get me wrong, those movies are trash, but at least it's 1 book to 3 movies. The Godfather is another example of that. Whereas Lord of the Rings, or the Harry Potters, it's like if you were going to watch the Harry Potter books and read them, it's like, whoa, dude, that's a lot of
that's a lot of work. Man.
I think it also depends on what they did. Like, for instance, I think if we did Starship Troopers, we would read the Heinlein novel. A, because it's only 250 pages long, and B, because such an interesting thing happened in the adaptation of it that it would be cool to talk about the
source material, or at least have the familiarity with it, even if you're not dedicating an entire episode with it. That would be smart to do. Yeah, if you're yeah.
Talking about Starship Troopers made me want to start when we were talking about doing the book, I was like, kind of want to have a book podcast too. So
well, you would kill that, yeah.
I might have one of those with my wife coming up. We're talking about it right now.
The last book I read, for God's sakes, I don't even know. I'm listening to a book that I've been meaning to read for 15 years, but I couldn't even tell you the last time I read a book. It's sad.
Well,
I keep meaning to, but do they? Okay, because there's there's a divide. But
unless there was something about House of Leaves. I don't know if you know that book, but
yeah, my wife read that. Yeah,
it's got all the spiral, the format of the text is important to the book. So an audiobook of that, I think, loses something. But most times, I think it's fine. I listen to Stephen King audiobooks at the gym, and I don't feel like I didn't read Carrie. I got all of Carrie.
Yeah.
What's your top 3 Stephen King stories? Short stories can count.
Okay. Then probably The Body, which is the short story that Stand By Me is based on. That's number 1. A pick that is uniquely me, I don't know why, I just love it, is Needful Things.
Oh, okay.
Most people think that one's trash, but I like it.
I liked it. Why is it trash?
And then I in my rereading, I've largely been disappointed because I've been going through them in publication order. But the one thing that didn't disappoint that I'm way high on now is The Dead Zone. I actually quite liked The Dead Zone.
Oh, I never read that one.
Which one is that one again? It's sounding really familiar.
Is that the Christopher Walken movie?
Yeah, there's a movie with Christopher Walken playing the main character where he goes into a coma, and then when he comes out, he can kind of see the future, and he helps solve a serial killer case. But then he also meets a politician and shakes his hand and finds out that politician's going to become president and cause nuclear war. So he decides to assassinate the politician. That's the plot of The Dead Zone. It's very funny because, spoiler for The Dead Zone, but he fails in assassinating the politician, but the politician picks up a human child and is holding it as a protection for himself, and that's caught on camera, and that causes him to be disgraced and not become president. And I was like, that wouldn't even work now.
No.
People would be making excuses no, he's picking up the kid to help get them out of the way. If a shitty politician did that now. I was like, it's almost quaint, the idea that the Dead Zone has
that poor behavior
would have a politician.
Yeah, exactly. You can do any old despicable thing nowadays. Don't matter. Say whatever you want, do whatever you want.
Hopefully not for long.
You can blatantly defraud the U.S. People, and there will be people who defend it. You can be racist on Maine, and people will defend it. It's crazy. Anyway. Clown World.
Welcome to Clown World. For me, it's got to be, the 2 that came up to mind immediately are The Jaunt and The Raft.
Bro, The Jaunt is on my list, too.
The Jaunt is great. The Raft is arguably
the Raft is fucking crazy. Yeah,
it's arguably the most terrifying one he wrote. It's just the concept of it.
Oh my god, dude! Somebody getting squeezed out.
You're stuck on this raft as your friend is you're listening to their bones crack and they're the squelching and all. Dude, it's shit.
I forgot about how
the third.
I also like The Long Walk a lot. That
Long
really
Walk's
fucked
good.
with me.
The Mist is good. I mean, I really like the writing. I don't think I ever actually saw the movie. But
What,
then
The
I did
Mist?
like
The Mist
Monkey.
was a pretty good movie, actually.
Yeah, the Mist. I think the movie is better than the story because I
Oh.
think the ending, which is changed drastically from the story,
Right.
is better. Stephen King actually thinks the ending of the movie is better.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have to go watch
On a
it.
rare occasion, Stephen King concurs.
Yeah, he does not
with
typically approve of that kind of thing.
Well, Stephen King has absolutely no fucking taste as far as like cinematography or like
No, it's the
movies.
taste has
you know?
been burned out by the cocaine.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
so.
dude,
Maybe
the dude
so.
did a lot of cocaine. In the
A lot of
80s,
coke.
so-
Have you ever seen Maximum Overdrive?
No.
Look at fucking Emilio Estevez's face, dude. I'm telling you. People always talk about Charlie Sheen being the coked up one. Like, dude, Emilio was on more blow than Charlie ever was in that movie. And it was him and Stephen King, and they were chilling. And also that movie, we're talking about like bad can be good if it's, there's like that beautiful medium. Maximum Overdrive is a truly awful movie, and it is truly so entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fucking entertaining. I love it.
And it's really funny because the story it's based on, Trucks, is not really like funny at all. It plays the concept very straight in Trucks compared to compared to the movie.
Yeah, Christine might be. That's got to be my actual other third. I like Christine.
You know,
I like
he
the
has a
movie
lot
more,
of
but-
stories about inanimate objects coming
Yes.
alive.
Yes,
Yeah.
Now
he's
that I think about
fascinated by it conceptually. Once again, cocaine.
Well, he's
He's
just he was such a prolific writer. Like he just wrote anything that came to mind, but somehow did it in
It's
like
amazing.
a competent way that resonated with people.
Also, like when he was doing it, it wasn't like it hadn't been done a lot of times. So like when
Oh,
you
that's
read-
a good point. Yeah.
When I read Salem's Lot recently, it's like like street rat vampire, like grungy vampires, like. But you remember that
Context.
Salem's Lot was written prior to like Near Dark or Lost Boys or any vampire stuff. At that point was all Dracula, like castles and gothic.
That's a
horror.
good point. Yeah.
And so Stephen King is the first person to do a lot of that stuff. When you read it, you're like, oh, it's just a possession novel, or it's just this. It's like, well, yeah, but it wasn't when he did it.
Right.
It's like,
It's tropey, but he developed the tropes. So it's like,
I can't remember who I was talking about. I was talking about some MC from like the 80s or something like that. And I was talking about it with a friend and I'm trying to remember who it was, but my friend was like, oh, they're not good, blah, blah, blah. It's just not good. And I was like, for the time it was though. Like you got to like, I don't know. You can't always look at things through like the lens of now and just be like, well, this sucks. Like,
Can if I
the
wanna.
production methods were entirely different,
Can't stop
Like,
me.
you can. No, actually, I take that back. You are welcome to do that, but it might
Don't tell me
be
what I
an
can or can't do.
ineffective methodology. People just ultimately don't want to look at things and will find one of a million ways as to justify their cognitive laziness in not actually indulging in something.
yeah.
But you know what I
I
like
agree.
to indulge in?
You want to talk about something boring? Is fucking the new Salem's Lot movie. Okay, that shit was fucking boring, man.
Oh, I believe you.
I haven't
I
watched it.
believe you.
Didn't like it.
Okay, so I want to talk about some franchises because as you are both physicians and some franchises.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about some things. We don't have to tease what you're going to be doing in the future. We can skip those because we want people to go to your podcast, listen, and be a part of the journey. You can find out along with everyone else. I might happen to know, but because I'm a secret.
You're on the inside.
If we
I'm
discuss
inside.
every franchise except those, clever listeners can get there via like
Exactly.
the process of elimination.
Yes. So my first question is, what are some franchises that you thought of and you threw out? And you were like, nah.
Mm.
Like, so we know that it won't be these ones, but they were like, they had some validity. There was some meat on the bones, maybe a little bit too much gnawing or, not enough. Because there are a couple, you could say that there are some franchises that maybe they only had 3 and you don't want to do a 3 or, you don't want to do 2. I don't know.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think some of the things are things we are like, well, we can do that eventually, but for the first few while we're figuring this out. Like I think we could do something that's just a trilogy. Like we could do The Godfather. I think we could do that.
Well, technically,
Godfather 3 is so bad compared
It's
to
so
the other
fucking
two.
terrible.
so you could do Godfather, you would do the third one, and then you could do the re-edit of the third one.
There's
Because Francis Ford Coppola re-edited it. It's called like Godfather 3 Coda, and it's much better than the original third
It
one.
can't be that good though. I mean,
But no, I'm not saying it's that good. So
it's just
when
better
you-
than the most
the
awful
infinite
thing.
problem with The Godfather is that the first movie, you're like, oh, this is a perfect movie. This might be the greatest movie of all time. Second movie comes out, they're like, oh, this
Blows
is the
your
greatest
mind.
movie of all
Yeah.
time. Like, how do you one up that?
No,
You know?
yeah.
And
They
also,
didn't try
you have,
and they didn't.
you have
succeed.
10 years. What was it? It was like 10 or 12 years or something like that between. Like the third one came out in 1990, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was way later. And so, it's just way different, man. It's tough.
I also believe that the Mario Puzo novel, The Last Dawn, also takes place in the same universe, and it got a TV movie, so we could do that if we wanted to stretch it.
Oh, okay.
If stretch it a little bit, I'm sure I could track that down. But
Mm-hmm,
it's like we could do that, but I'd rather
Yeah.
like get kind of what is the normal setup first. So the shorter franchises we've kind of put aside. Similarly, we thought of doing Terminator, but
okay, there's a lot of Terminator.
There's a
Terminator
lot
has
of
a
Terminator.
canonical television show that is 22 episodes a season, and so we were like, let's just not worry about that. Let's keep ones where we might have to do a TV show out for now while we get some like more I don't know, simpler ones, you know.
Terminator, I'm in on that. Like conceptually, I like that. I think you mentioned early on Aliens and Predator, and them not being because they're not being chosen because they've kind of resurged,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Because
And I
Prey
mean-
was great. Badlands fucking kicked ass.
I still haven't watched Badlands. I
Oh,
plan on
dude.
watching
It's
it,
like
but,
my
you know.
favorite alien movie almost.
I've been
I mean,
stuck
sorry,
on
Predator movie.
Columbo, dude. I'm sorry.
I know
dude.
you're busy with Columbo. I understand.
Columbo,
completely.
dude.
I get
like,
it.
who
OG
killed him?
Columbo or remake?
Yeah, we're
Columbo?
talking about
OG
Peter
Columbo, dude. Are you
Falk.
kidding?
Okay.
Come on, man. This is the nostalgia pit.
That's
I-
not
I-
even like really nostalgic because
Come on, man.
you couldn't have watched that, dude.
I have a Columbo board game that came out in like when the TV show was on, I think like originally. And
Hell
it's
yeah.
very funny because they clearly don't have the rights for his face. Because
Oh,
everywhere he's depicted in the game, he's turned around, like looking
That's
away
fucking
from the
hilarious.
art. Which
Okay,
I thought
I
was
love-
very funny.
I
That's
love
great.
things that don't have the rights to stuff. Okay, so I was on the Friday mailbag today, and the first thing they pulled up was this. I think it was like Leafs Trading Cards is the company. They put out a a United States presidential set. So it's like athletes paired up with with presidents. So you have like
what? Okay.
you have like Dominique Wilkins with like fucking I can't even remember who he was with. It was like Andrew Jackson or something like that. So it's like a black and white photo, but then the basketball like current like or 90s photo, and then them like photoshopped together into a trading card, but they don't have the rights to any of the teams. So every single team that they showed was the jersey was blank. So it was like clearly he's Dominique Wilkins on the Atlanta Hawks, but like they didn't say the logo
We
anywhere.
couldn't have the branding on it.
But you know who they had? They had Taft. Taft
Oh,
and
did they?
Cameron Brink. Yeah, so Taft was on there. And
That's good.
I'm excited about it. Zach Harper, he bought a pack and he's going to open it.
What a
in a couple
batshit
weeks when he gets them.
insane idea. What the fuck?
It's like a $270 pack of cards, dude. They're not
Why
cheap
would they
either.
do that?
I've made a fair number of licensed board games I've worked on over time, more
Hell yeah.
modern ones. And we often did not have the rights to the appearances of the actors. So there's always like a whole lot of backlit silhouettes going on.
yeah.
In Jaws, we had to like think of a totemic item for each of the character, and so their art on their character placards is like a close up of like their hat or their badge or something, because we didn't have the rights to the actors. So it's a fun problem to solve when you're making licensed stuff.
I like the idea of just somebody with their back turned. You just see the back of their head. That's genius.
Why not?
I
man?
like to think he just turned around and said one more thing, and that like it was kind of like riffing
Oh,
on that,
and
you know?
one more thing.
Yeah,
one more thing. Yeah, that's dude. How many times does he say that? It's like, bro, come on. Like at a certain point, you're like, okay, you're gonna leave. Okay, And one more thing. Yeah. And one more thing, huh? It's like my
That's such a
dad trying to
great
get off the
trope,
phone, dude. Seriously, my dad's just like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. And then just like 20 minutes, all right, I'll talk to you later.
I've
I'm just
noticed
like,
older people, and maybe I'll start doing this soon, but
Oh, I do it
older
all the
people
time, baby.
love to start the conversation in full when you're trying to get out of the door. That's when the real
That's when you know you're
connection
old.
starts happening.
that's when you know you're old. That's like, I've been
It's like,
trying
dude,
to
I'm
really
trying to
find
put my
out-
shoes on. Like, what are you doing? What is this?
Yeah, for real. Like I literally told you.
I've already
about it.
hugged you and said goodbye like twice. What are you doing?
Yeah.
They love it.
All right. So Rob doesn't want to do the Child's Play franchise. Is that right? Because it's just a good franchise. Now there are some franchises that you just deem good, so you don't fix them.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, until they make a bad. Well, they did make that bad remake Child's Play that's in like a separate timeline, but
They did, but then they have the show that is still canonical.
well,
and
because it's different.
Amazing.
It's different studios because a different studio made Child's Play 2, and so they also have the rights, and they were like, "We'll
see.
reboot it and do our own thing."
Right, with
while-
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, like while the other franchise is still going. But yeah,
That
I
really
don't think we
wasn't
can do
that
one.
bad of a movie. It was a little confusing, like what
It's
how
just
the
not Child's
magic.
Play. It's just like a different.
Exactly,
show.
it's just like a little robotic toy, you know.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi thriller that's not really this.
But it's really not that bad of a movie. They could have made
But
another one. I feel.
I have always said there are 3 horror franchises that hadn't had a bad entry yet, and that was Child's Play, Evil Dead, and
Oh,
Scream.
yeah.
Okay. And now
Scream,
Scream has
but now
fallen.
Scream.
So
Scream is out.
Yeah. So that's that's another question: is how many bad entries does it have to have before it deems entryable into the franchise doctors?
I think
You
as
have to
long
say
as it
2?
has one truly terrible one at the end,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
Like I'm comfortable doing Scream now because I thought
Well,
A
you
lot
get
of people
6
are-
good movies then, right?
yeah. But
And
that
then
means
one-
you got a lot of pressure. You got to get this thing back on track, and
true.
Mm.
and also Scream. You can't. Can you reboot it? It's had continuity the whole time, so it's like I don't know. Scream's hard to.
I
think it'd be hard
still,
to keep
I can't imagine how they kept making. Like I have to go in and start watching it.
Rob, I can't wait till we do the Saw franchise because if you
Oh, my
if you ever
Lord.
want to watch a series of movies that is a slave to its own continuity and thus is like it's crazy, like how if I ask you how early in the Saw franchise do you think that Jigsaw the villain dies, you would never guess.
I wouldn't. I would have no. I don't know. I got kicked out of a theater watching Saw like 3 or 2 or something because the little puppet came out and was like, and I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. I started laughing. And then this girl was like, would you shut the fuck up? I was like, fuck you. And then I got kicked out. So that was the end
did
of the
both
Saw
you get
franchise.
kicked out, or did just you get kicked out?
No, I got into a verbal altercation with this girl, and then she went and complained, and I got kicked out. So that was the end of the Saw franchise. I've never returned to it because I was like, I'm sorry, if people
hold
are
on, hold
taking
on.
it that seriously, I'm not interested in watching it anymore.
Wow.
Because it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Like, come on, get out of here.
yeah. So we can do Saw. Except Saw has the opposite problem where Saw 10 was pretty good. So now I don't know like, if it's
You're
eligible.
blowing my mind.
But
with
there's
these.
so many bad. There's so
There
many
are
bad entries.
so many
though,
bad ones. There are so
right?
many bad
Yeah.
ones.
There. I saw the first 2. I out of that. Now Halloween, I feel like would be a good series.
Oh yeah,
right?
Halloween's been
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah, we had a good one in 2018, and then it got 2
Yeah.
terrible sequels, and I think
They're
we
like
could go.
the
I just want to tell you
revisit.
guys though,
was not bad.
before we get away from Saw.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
have not
Oh,
watched,
yeah.
watch Saw 6, which weirdly is an indictment of the American healthcare system.
Oh.
That's not a joke. That is that
I
is what
believe
the
you
movie is.
100%. That's amazing.
All of the people being killed are part of an evil insurance company.
Oh,
it is
shit.
It is wild.
Some Luigi type shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Is that your best? Is that the best Saw?
That's my favorite Saw. But I think that franchise is up and down. I think it's fun until 7, which is Saw 3D, which I think is where they start to lose.
When
the
you
plot.
do the 3D
shit.
thing, you know you've lost like some of the juice.
Yeah.
Was it Jaws? The Jaws 3D movie is.
Oh my God! Yeah,
amazing.
that's right.
I
That's
love
right.
it.
I've never
Jaws
seen
is
it.
a
but
franchise.
it looks ridiculous.
Jaws is a franchise you guys should totally do.
It is
Yeah.
a franchise.
There's
That's
only
true.
one good one, and then one kind of okay one, and then
Yep.
a bunch of like the other
Yep.
two are terrible.
Yep, I watched all of them not too long ago. I love fucking like those are movies that it's like the bad ones are so bad, the good one's great. It's worth it every time though.
I have a collection of shark movies. Like I got two-headed, three-headed, five-headed, six-headed shark. I got all that series. I got all the Sharknadoes. I have ones that most normal people wouldn't know exist, like Noah's Shark.
What? No way. That's real.
Yeah,
What?
the plot of Noah's Shark: an expedition finds a lake up in the mountains where Noah's Ark sits, and they want to get to it, but unfortunately, it's guarded
Oh
by
my God.
like a shark that has one of the sharks on the ark or something. I don't know, like escaped and is now in this
An
lake,
ancient shark.
keeping people from getting to it, and it's
That's
terrible.
hilarious.
But that's a fun one. So I love bad shark movies. I love good shark movies, but there aren't that many. Of them.
Well, yeah, like there's really only one I can think of.
No, Dangerous Animals from last year, great shark movie.
Wait, what? What is this? I've never heard of this.
Dangerous Animals is an Australian movie where Jai Courtney plays a serial killer who feeds people to sharks and videotapes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then it's kind of a hybrid serial killer shark movie.
See, that looks like
And
it's
it
a
was
little
a ton of
elevated,
fun.
though. It looks like it's actually good.
It's
Yeah.
pretty pulpy. I'd say it's more fun and dumb than. Like,
Oh, okay, okay.
It has the best villain dance sequence of all time, though, because Jai Courtney's just like fresh off serial killing somebody, and he's like doing his little ritual of putting their tape together and some of their hair in the tape. But he's listening to this like late 70s, early 80s like Australian rock song I've never heard before this, and he's in a Speedo and a bathrobe, and he just starts dancing around the boat, and it's awesome. I was like, this movie rules.
I've never heard of this movie, man. I'm gonna have to watch it. It sounds pretty
It's
good.
crazy.
When you go watch a movie every week, sometimes there's not a banner release, so you got to dig a little deeper, you know.
That makes sense. This is one that I think me and Aaron are going to disagree on, but I don't think there's been really a very good Fast and the Furious movie to begin with, and they've just gotten stupider as they go.
This is the
Do you
thing,
think
is
it's
gotta
dropped off,
define
or
good.
do you? Well, I know, right? Like, but Aaron, I think we've talked about Fast and Furious, and I think you enjoy them, right? And like, what do you think the franchise has done? Has it misstepped, or is it still delivering exactly what?
Oh no, the franchise has definitely misstepped.
Okay.
But Fast 5 through Furious 7, numbers 5 through 7 are
Fast
great.
5 through Furious.
Fast
7.
5 is if like somebody said, "Hey, make your list of top 10 action movies." Fast 5 would legitimately be on my list of.
Is
top
that the
10 action
heist
movies.
one where they like drag the safe or whatever?
Yeah, that movie rules, and that
Okay.
scene rules. Like that scene is awesome.
It's a pretty good scene. The movies are entertaining.
I
I
have
think
never
that
seen-
franchise is easily worth it.
Yeah, I
Now,
agree.
we need to go to commercial here, but
We got to make money
wanna-
somehow. Shit.
we gotta make money somehow. But when we come back, I want to ask about some other franchises. I want to pitch them to you, and you guys tell me if it's possible or no.
Okay.
That was a nice little beat. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dig it. Macho Man Randy Savage here, yeah. And I'm about to drop some deliciousness on ya. They say the cream always rises to the top, yeah. That's just as true in the squared circle as it is in the world of partially gelatinated, non-dairy gum-based food byproducts, you dig? Are you ready for the creamiest, dreamiest, most knockout nacho cheese in the whole wide world? Yeah, I'm talking about macho cheese. The only cheese that's got the heart of a champion. Yeah, and the flavor to back it up. Made with real cheddar, a touch of jalapeno heat, and a whole lot of macho man attitude. Yeah, this cheese is gonna take your taste buds on a wild ride. Yeah. Grab yourself a jar of macho cheese today. It's the perfect topping for chips, burgers, hot dogs, or anything else that needs a little bit of the madness. Yeah, dig it.
Macho cheese. Find it in the food byproduct section at Star Mart.
Sounds delicious, man. Goddamn.
I can't
Want
wait
some
for
right now.
macho cheese to elbow drop my taste buds.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dig it.
It's a good macho. I love Macho Man, but I cannot do his voice. I'm not. I don't have
Yeah,
it.
Ron kills it on that one. There's
Yeah,
this
shout out to Ron. On that
yeah,
one.
regular on the pod, Drinks with Ron. He comes in and just kills it with these commercials, man. He's a funny dude.
Yep. Every month we do brackets here on the Nostalgia Pit. And Ron is our bracket curator. He's our resident bracketologist. And he comes through and he does some things. Also runs the Half-Ass Podcast Network. And he's just a general insane human being.
And the soundboard OG. You know?
Soundboard OG.
Yeah.
He has radio background, but he is one of my two producer.
You be careful how you're wording this.
How do I say it? Like my
How do you say it?
podcast producer godfathers.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things from him just in methodology, terminology. He's got a lot of history in radio, and then just watching him work, you know, he's good. He's one of those dudes that he just gets drunk and high, and he just operates with a
Dude, I don't know how he
purity,
does it, man.
a
He'll drink
trajectory.
like 7 beers during the course of recording.
Yeah.
And he's still cracking jokes and hitting the. I mean, he's not hitting the soundboard really that
He's
well,
trying.
but
I mean,
he's trying. But he's cracking jokes.
the
He's
soundboard
with it,
doesn't always
coherent.
cooperate with him, right?
I know, but that's like part of the
thing.
shtick, you know. But I can't
Okay.
fucking smoke weed and have my wits about me.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
Okay, so I want to pitch a couple franchises. You know, I'm curious if these are things that you're interested in, not interested in, whatever. Are you going to do any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe would be too
no.
much.
Yeah, it's
But you could
way too
theoretically
big.
do Spider-Mans, but like Spider-Mans are too good now, right? You know, so like
and now
those are
they've
tough,
branched
but-
in and become, you know, entrenched in the rest of the Marvel universe. So it's like,
yeah, it's kind of it's just too much, right? At this point. Now,
Yeah, I mean, I think I calculated it, and like how long if we did the entire MCU or all of Marvel on cinema, and
Yeah.
it would literally be over a full year of episodes to do every movie and TV show and everything the way I would want to do it. So I was like, we got to run dry on easier. You know, you got to pick
Yeah.
the low
No,
hanging
that's too
fruit
much.
first.
That's
and
too
there's
much.
so many Marvel podcasts already.
There's so
Like,
many, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's like,
Now,
but the Sam Raimi
know-
Spider-Mans, though, we could do that maybe because it ended on a real sour note. And
that's
so
true. You
that's a
could
possibility.
you could go back and try to retroactively fix them. But again, the multiverse kind of already did.
I know.
Right, where
Yeah,
it wrapped
that's true.
everything
Yeah.
up, right?
You're right.
Or tied everything in. Now, this one, I think you'd have to. The problem is you'd want to bring in TV shows and things like that with this, but I think to truly do it, you'd have to just do the cinematic universe, but Star Wars. You have 3 movies that start out very entertaining, right? You know, people could talk about the validity of 1 and 3, but 2 is impeccably amazing. Then you have the second trilogy comes out.
Oof.
Then the third trilogy comes out.
Yikes.
So, I mean, like, I feel like there's a lot of meat on that bone in theory, and if you just did the movies, you'd have to separate because there's so many shows.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So
That's the
many
issue.
shows.
Yeah.
And you
That's-
theoretically could do
And
the one-offs
TV
too.
movies.
but,
There's like
like-
the Endor movies, you know, like
Yeah, I'd almost say, like, you'd almost have to, like, put Rogue One aside. You'd almost have to put the Han Solo movie aside. You'd almost have to just do the 9 if you were going to do a Star Wars thing, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's tough because it's when I'm pitching what would be the good idea or the doable idea, it fights the part of my brain that is a diehard completionist.
right.
Where I'm like, yeah,
So
but
you have
like,
2
what if we
completionists on a
did?
pod.
All of it.
Yeah, because
What if
there's
we
the Gendy Tartakovsky
Yeah.
Clone Wars. Then there's the CGI Clone Wars show.
Yeah, you got Rebels. Yeah, again, it would
Rebels.
be like a full year of
Yeah.
to do
Yeah,
to do everything.
that's what I'm saying. Once you start adding the shows, then you're watching 40 extra hours of content and stuff like that. It's
Which
just
is why
builds
we've
into
just for now steered away from them to not have to answer like
you want to do
whether or not we want to do that. But there's some franchises that I want to do. I want to bring in the other media, like the franchise we're doing right now has a collection of comic books, and I bought the collection of comic books to do an episode on. So I'm gonna read them all. Rob will be kind of commentary as I explain them to him. He won't have to read all the comics too. But
I know I'm still gonna try to find them online. But
okay, if you can find them online, then
is that the
I'm sure you
next
could find
entry? Should I be like trying to do that right now?
No, we have the
Okay,
third
good.
movie in the
Good.
franchise first. Yeah, and then it would be the comic books, and then the last movie.
Yeah.
See, people can try and piece it together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those two big ones I've kind of put off because there's questions to answer about them. I wouldn't mind, if we had listenership where like once we got to the point where we also put up a Patreon and stuff, then I wouldn't mind tackling some of these bigger projects or even like, there's a point where we're going to run out of the obvious ones. And so we got to think about like doing some big ones. But another thing I want to do is Mortal Kombat. And I want to contrast the story of the games versus the movies and the miniseries, the web series that was made.
I think that's a good idea because a lot of people forget that like those basic fighting games do actually have stories.
Especially Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat has a lot of story.
It's a lot of
sort
lore.
burdened with story. And I love it. I have a soft spot for Mortal Kombat's lore. My game I worked on, like board game I've worked on that got shelved, that is like the one that makes me sad, is I was working on a Mortal Kombat game called Realm War, which wasn't like the fighting game. It was like spanning the universe, and you were different like factions, like fighting over areas for
that's
power,
cool.
and then you could recruit the various characters of Mortal Kombat into your faction. And I was really excited about it, but then it got canceled. So I didn't get to like it. But I have somewhere. I commissioned. We got a sculptor to start working on the miniatures for the game, and he made a scorpion miniature that's so fucking sick that I was like,
shit!
So I kept those. I was like, I'm gonna keep these for this game that never existed. But
Yeah, smart thinking. Because that shit just gets thrown away more often than not. It's like, no, you keep all that shit.
So
in the
so
box.
much stuff has hit the cutting room floor from games that never made it where I worked.
Yeah, man. Well, have you thought about doing the Harry Potter movies?
I won't touch Harry Potter due to my ethical problems with J.K. Rowling.
Well, yeah, there is that now, right?
Yeah,
I always
so
forget about that, but
yeah. So I probably won't, because I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. When I read I read the first like couple of Harry Potter books after people started to love them, just because I was curious what people were into, and they never connected with me. So to me, it's like I don't have any nostalgia for it. And then on top of that, now I just couldn't stop thinking about how much she sucks as a
and you
person.
can't-
So I was like,
you can't, you can't help but notice certain patterns once the ideology is
I
revealed.
mean,
right?
there is an Asian character named Cho Chang.
I know. That's a big
I
misstep.
remember.
Just her making Asian noises in her mind and being like, that sounds like a name.
Yeah. Without consulting anybody or Googling anything.
Oh, and of
J.K.
course,
Rowling
she's British, bro. She's at the height of the social pecking order.
under the some pen name, she wrote like a detective novel where
Robert Galbraith.
Oh my god, you already know, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
which
like
just happens to be the name of like another terrible right-wing scientist, basically.
what is that? Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, anyway, like the plot of the novel is like basically trans women are evil. Like that's essentially like what the point of the novel is. It's like a trans woman, like a man disguises himself as a woman to like commit crimes. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like she's obsessed. It's so weird. It's so weird to be a successful, privileged, rich person and all you can focus on is like some minority that you almost never interact with that has no effect on you.
Hyperfixation over.
Yeah. It's just weird, man.
It is odd. Well, For me, Harry Potter, I was his exact age. They came out when I was that age and they proceeded at the same age. I also had an abusive household that I lived in and a bedroom that was under the stairs that I was locked in. And so
Damn, you were just
felt
when
very
is this Hogwarts letter
I
coming?
also,
Coming?
I have
No Hagrid for Colin. Huh? Oh
scar on my
shit!
head. It's not a lightning bolt, but I do have a scar on my forehead. Point is, there were a lot of parallels.
You're a wizard,
for young Colin.
Colin.
Yeah.
I'm a wizard. So part of me wished that I would get swept away to a Hogwarts, type.
Of course,
But
yeah, right. You'd be a special little boy, better than all the rest.
Yeah, I mean, Rob's a little older than me, so he might have even missed out on the Harry Potter train.
I didn't give a fuck about that stupid baby shit.
Rob hated whimsy too. He didn't like.
I don't like whimsy. That is true. I like some whimsy is fine. It's just unadulterated whimsy. That's why Lord of the Rings makes me a little uncomfortable because the hobbits dancing to this jaunty violin music in their bare feet makes me a little uncomfortable.
The bare feet make me uncomfortable.
Very whimsical.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Put some shoes on.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
If we had followed a different group of hobbits, they would have had shoes because early in the book of Lord of the Rings, I believe in the foreword, J.R.R. Tolkien talks about the different types of hobbits.
Yes.
And the way he identifies one of the other groups is, and those wore shoes. And then he never talks. Then they're literally never mentioned in another piece of his writing ever again.
That's so weird. Dude.
Yeah, those ones wore shoes.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Nondescript otherwise. Now, here's a franchise that the first movie came out and it blew the socks off of everyone, the pants off of everyone. It changed cinema. And it proceeded to,
Am I right?
I mean, but there's not really that's not really a franchise though.
Yeah, it is. You got Wizard of Oz, Return to Oz.
That's it.
The one with fucking.
You got TV shows.
No, the Tim Burton one. Well, the Wiz, the Tim Burton one.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Oz the Great and Powerful. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got the Tim Burton one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think is that Tim Burton? I think that's.
Is it not?
Sam Mendes did that movie.
Okay. It reminded me of Tim Burton's style, but yeah.
This movie revolutionized a lot of things, including the blockbuster of the 90s, and it's Jurassic Park. But as you're familiar with, and we're all familiar with, even though it has is it 8 sequels at this point?
Jesus Christ!
Hold on, 3, 4, 5, 6 sequels, 6 or 7 sequels to the original movie. None of them are very good. No. That's a franchise that has so much meat on the bone, almost like a brontosaurus leg. That's how much meat's on that bone. But they keep fucking it up. You should totally do Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I think that is definitely on the short list that we would do. I would also want to read the book again for that one, just because the book is very different from the movie.
I've never
it's very different.
read
it's
the
very
book,
scientific.
So that could be interesting.
Michael, are you familiar with much Michael Crichton?
I don't think I've ever read a Michael Crichton.
I read
actually
12 Michael Crichton books in middle school or something. I got on a kick.
So. Yeah,
I got on a kick. He's good. Like if you like his writing style, he's very scientific, very descriptive, kind of dry in a lot of ways, but also at the same time extremely visually stimulating. I don't know. The Jurassic
also,
Park,
cinematic.
Tall. 6'10" or something like that. Michael Crichton is like a giant.
Wait, he's what? He's
that's why he wrote the dinosaurs so good, is he can sympathize.
Because he can see them.
He can
sympathize with
he's
them.
what? He's 6 what? He's what?
He's like 6'9" or 6'10". He's huge.
Whoa!
He's like a
big
giant.
Man.
He's a huge person.
He's taller than Taffer, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Bingo.
I even there's things about Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 that I like even. I think there's good ideas in those bad movies. Yeah. I just really hate Jurassic World. I hate Chris Pratt. I find.
Did you see the new one?
So. I did. I watched it in theaters.
Yes,
and it was okay. It was like it's very much a movie that happened, and I was like, okay. Like
you could not pay me to watch any of those.
The whole ending when Mahershala Ali is just like about to get eaten, and then all of a sudden he's just not.
Yeah, it feels like they wanted him to sacrifice himself, and then a test audience was like, "We would like it better if he lived," and then he did, but they don't really. He dives into where the evil dinosaur is, and then he just shows up a moment.
He just shows up. Yeah, no, it upset me. I'm gonna see every one of those movies in the theaters. I don't know. Do you guys have franchises where it's like they're bad, I'm going to see them all.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Once
Jurassic Park's
I'm invested in the continuity of a franchise, I will watch I will watch it forever.
I'm gonna
even
go
though
see
I know
every
they
Star
won't be.
Wars movie, even though I fucking pretty much
See,
know they're gonna suck.
I don't know if I'm going to go
And
see
the
'em in
Marvel
theater.
movies at this point, like I'm just a sucker, dude. I'm gonna go see them. I'm gonna give them my money.
Nah, dude, that new Captain America movie was like, I'm not going to go see everyone. I'm going to select some of them. Like,
I
I'm
did
gonna
not go
probably
see that one. That's true.
That was so fucking bad, dude.
It was very
I didn't
bad.
see that.
So bad.
Bottom 5 for sure in the MCU.
Yeah, easy. Like, it was like one of the most awful things. And then like the fact that they showed the ending in the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It also was frustrating because it was like that was really bad, and then Thunderbolts was like kind of good again.
It
and
was.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
didn't see
oh, okay,
Thunderbolts.
like we're doing a thing. And then Fantastic Four, which I thought looked so promising.
I know.
Like I was like, they got
wasn't
this
good?
cool visual
No.
style. It was just bland.
Nothing happened. I mean, like
Okay.
nobody did anything. Like the dude just knew an alien language, like out of nowhere. Like it's nobody like had to develop their skills or like learn a lesson. They just immediately knew what to do, like out of nowhere.
My main problem was that like there was this awesome aesthetic sensibility that you could see from the trailers. This like, oh, what if it was in the 60s basically, and the tech all looked like that, and they did all the like video segments that look like old grainy analog video, and so I was like, oh, awesome. But it was just aesthetic. Like it's a very formulaic Marvel movie.
So formulaic.
Aside from that, and yeah, I don't know. It just kind of. I was really disappointed because I saw seeing Thunderbolts and it being good, and then watching the trailer for Fantastic Four, which is my favorite Marvel team. The Fantastic Four are my favorite.
I
team.
was excited to see them get included.
I was super. Yeah. I was like, they're finally gonna get the Fantastic Four right, and then I was like, no, they're not.
Yeah, and it's just I am losing steam with Marvel, even though I'm a sucker and I'm going to continue shelling out money to see it. I'm losing a lot of steam because it just feels like
lost my steam.
Everything that they're doing is to set up the next thing that they're going to do, which is for them to set the next thing up that they're going to do. And I'm just like,
it's just dragging you
my
on.
Good Lord.
You don't want to get edged? I'm going to cue Mike White.
I think that Avengers Doomsday Secret War is going to be such a train wreck because
man.
Really?
The people making it seem to think that we feel about it the way we did going into Infinity War Endgame.
No, dude.
But
that
it
was a much
hasn't
different
earned
universe.
Shit. Like,
it hasn't earned anything.
Bro.
There's no characters that I care about right now.
They're like, look at all these people that are back. Even Patrick Stewart is back. And I'm like, but what's the story? Like, why do I care? Like, I cared about Thanos because you teased him for 10 years before I got to watch
right.
the story. Like, and you did it smartly.
They
and now
very
it's like,
painstakingly set up each character of their own in their own worlds and then united them. And that's very exciting. Right now, they haven't done that at all. Like Fantastic Four very much felt like, all right, here's these guys. They're going to be in another movie. Like here they are, get ready.
It sucks because the comics that like if they're pulling from Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars.
Oh my fucking God.
Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, and like if you don't know Marvel Comics, Jonathan Hickman is my favorite superhero.
Oh, he's one of the
writer.
best, man. Yeah.
And he had the keys to the Marvel Kingdom leading up to his Secret Wars event. He was doing 2 Avengers books and 2 Fantastic Four books at the same time to kind of lead up to this like reveal of Secret Wars, which is, in my opinion, the best crossover event Marvel has ever done. It's full of all these great moments, and it's really about Doom. Like Dr. Doom is like the villain, but it's so much about his character. So the idea that we're going to try to make a movie based on that, when all we've had of Dr. Doom so far is we saw him briefly in the after credit sequence of Thunderbolts, and that's it. It's like guys, it's not going to work.
Well, he's at the end of Fantastic Four.
Or was it? Yeah, it was
too.
Fantastic Four. You're right. It wasn't Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I don't think he was in Thunderbolts.
See, that's how memorable it was. I don't even remember which movie it was in. And that's the problem is like, we can't go into this movie called Doomsday where you're going to want me to be like, oh shit, Dr. Doom.
What a formidable threat that I know nothing
like,
about. That hasn't affected any teams yet.
Yeah. So I just think like, I think they're now so out of touch with their audience. Like, and what the expectations of fans are, that I think it's going to be a disaster when they try to cash in on all this nostalgia for characters that the mainstream audience doesn't even know what they do or who they are or why to care about them.
See, the good thing about Thunderbolts is you had flawed characters who had to overcome their personal issues and learn lessons and work together when it's very hard for them to trust other people. And so you saw a lot of character development. You get to know these characters. Like a lot of these movies, there's no fucking character development. There's nothing for me to grasp onto that makes me care about them and I want to see them in the next situation. It's like they're just throwing out these characters on the board and they're like, yep, they're going to be here. And then Kang, like they spent all this fucking time developing Kang. He just disappeared.
That one's kind of not their.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. But at the same time, it's just like an example of just.
Did you hear about Jonathan Majors apparently found Christianity, became a born again Christian, and has been cast in what is being reported as, quote, the anti-woke sinners, end quote.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro has a production company now. Yeah. He's currently producing a Lord of the Rings type show that actually, some people think is good, which is insane to me. His previous forays into the cinematic world was an awful comedy movie that was just fuck trans women, basically. Yeah.
Well, conservatives don't know how to make art, so I have zero confidence that anything.
I mean, there's good conservative actors, producer, whatever, it's possible. It's just not when it's the goal is to appeal to conservatives. You know what I mean?
Think there was a point where conservatives could make art. There's some fucking awesome Clint Eastwood movies.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly.
But modern,
Mel Gibson made some great shit.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a piece of shit.
But goose stepping, modern day conservatives, fascists that just don't label themselves as such. Once you take the step over into full fascist, you can't make art anymore. It's fundamentally, you've lost the soul that is required.
Well, the question will be
100%.
The question will be will Ben Shapiro try to be an active producer, or will he just, because there are fascists that have their hands in art that don't they're just it'll make money for me, right? And it doesn't matter. And they'll let artists be artists because they're just going to keep collecting a check.
He will be a very active
that try to control it.
Yeah. I mean, he tried rapping, so I wouldn't put it past him to try.
Hey, he did rap. Okay,
that was we did one of our brackets was celebrities that unironically tried to rap, and Ben Shapiro was in that list, and he did not.
Such a nightmare, and it's so sloppily edited, really because he couldn't actually rap.
No. It was one bar at a time, maybe half a bar.
You know what I'm saying? No, he will take an active participation role.
Okay.
I can tell you that because I've already seen them congratulating him because they did some school shooter movie and they.
Oh yeah, that movie sucks.
Yeah.
What's that movie called? Run, hide, fight, or something.
It's something like that. Something like that. But they were in fucking tuxedos, him and fucking what's his name? The fucking he's most condescending man alive.
He's going to show up at all the award ceremonies, of course.
Yeah, smoking a cigar.
That doesn't mean that he's going to be active in the actual production. He's going to be the face of it because he's an attention whore. We know. That.
Well, okay, yeah, you got a point there. Maybe he's smart enough, to not put his dirty, disgusting little fingers into it.
What I'll say is that is a franchise we won't be covering.
Okay, I have one more that I want to pitch to you. Real quick, that you may or may not do.
Anti-woke sinners. How are you even gonna anyway? Go ahead.
That's what I'm, dude. Don't get me started on this. Don't get me started anyway. Don't get me started. Okay,
that makes me mad. I'm mad now. By the way.
One I thought about was James Bond, but that's a lot. That's a lot of meat on that bone.
Dude, that would be so.
Right?
Much.
There's a lot of those movies. It would be kind of redundant if you're watching it, but also it's the golden era of cinema, especially for the early Sean Connery ones. But that being said, Indiana Jones was going to be the last one I was
Oh.
Now.
Okay. You know what? That's actually a pretty good suggestion, actually.
Because you have a couple
not that
miniseries
many
type things. There's not that many movies. There's 5 movies, right? I think it is.
Yeah, there is a TV show.
There's a TV
There's a
show.
TV
There's
show.
Young
We could
Indiana
at least
Jones.
cover- I would actually love to watch that show. I think it
yeah,
only has 2 seasons.
I've never seen
It's
it,
not
so
very long.
I'd
It's
be
not very long.
interested.
It's River Phoenix, right?
Well,
Oh,
played
is
young,
it?
He played Young Indy in the
Oh, no.
movie. I don't know if he's
That's
Young
right.
Indy in
No, you're
the,
right, you're right,
in
you're
the
right.
show.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
That'd be
You're right,
crazy.
you're right.
That'd be kind of cool, but no, I don't think so.
I would love to do Indiana Jones. I have a soft spot for it, despite it's obviously like pretty problematic in hindsight.
Yeah, it's got its moments.
It's like that belongs in a museum. You're like, actually, I think it belongs there, where it's the people who made it put it, and you took it. Like I think,
Exactly.
Yeah.
but
Him
it's
punching
still, like,
Nazis though,
but
pretty
he does
cool.
punch Nazis. Pretty
Pretty
cool
cool.
stuff.
Not enough.
Yeah, should do more.
That's true.
Although by some reading, there's a reading of the original movie where if he wasn't involved, the Ark might have killed Hitler because they were going to put it on that plane and fly it directly back to the Fuhrer, and then if he had opened
Oh,
it, then
no.
he'd be dead. And instead,
So
by
Indiana Jones
stopping
allowed
that-
Hitler to continue.
because there's always the joke that like that movie doesn't need Indiana Jones to move forward, really. Like
Oh, that's funny.
he's inconsequential to the plot, but actually he might be detrimental to the plot in some ways. But
Damn.
Well,
I would love to do it. I would love to do that. I don't know. I would love to do Indiana Jones. There's lots of like ancillary media that's fun, like the Super Nintendo game, like some of Atlantis. That game rules. I would love to even talk about some video games. The new video game they made was actually quite good. Great Circle was
I heard
quite
good things.
Oh.
I heard good
Oh, the
things.
one where they had like the motion capture of the actor playing Harrison Ford. Yeah, I saw a lot of behind the scenes for that. So.
It has Tony Todd as like one of the villains in that.
Oh, dude, Tony Todd is like one of the best fucking.
Yeah, the last thing he did
character
was
actors.
doing the voice for one of the villains in that story.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. See, I'm rewatching Star Trek, and Tony Todd makes a couple of choice appearances, especially in DS9.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, he's so fucking good, man.
It's funny how often horror actors are in Star Trek. It's like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Combs is in
Yes.
a million. He plays a million different Star Trek characters, and if you see him at a convention, his table is like Reanimate. It's like a bunch of horror movies, and it's like half and half. Like, and also I was in all of these Star Trek episodes.
Dude, I got this Reanimator shirt with Jeffrey Combs's face just like huge plastered on the front of it. I'm just like so proud of it. So
That's a
happy I
short
got it.
franchise I wouldn't mind doing because I like the
Reanimator?
first two, but the third one loses its way. Yeah.
I didn't know there was any sequels, to be honest. Reanimator is like one of my favorites. I've never seen any of the other ones.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one too.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we could talk franchises for years here
We could.
on the Nostalgia.
we
Pit.
hope to.
yeah,
And you
exactly.
guys-
That's
and
the goal.
I'm happy that you guys have a whole podcast about it because there's meat on this bone, like a brontosaurus steak.
There's meat on my
Jurassic
bone.
Park. Yeah, I'd be excited for you guys to do Jurassic Park. Indiana Jones, I think, would be awesome. I did a limited recall episode on that not too long ago. Limited recall is a segment where we look at media that we haven't seen in at least 10 years. And it can be a TV show, it can be a movie, can be music. But it's something that like gave it, we had an impact. It could be, a negative impact or a good, positive impact. But then we go back and kind of reassess it because that's always the thing with media. Obviously, the perspective always changes.
Yeah.
So, some things don't age well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things don't age
And
well.
some things you didn't
age.
fully appreciate when you were young. And then you go
Absolutely.
back to them and you're like, actually,
Yep.
because
Fine one.
I have this thing where like people ask me like, oh, did you read this book? And I'll be like, yeah. But like when I was like 15, so
Yeah, no,
I was like
and
a
that's-
totally different person then.
Yeah, you couldn't
Exactly.
appreciate the nuance. You know what I mean?
I'm going back on a lot of movies recently and a lot of pieces of media that I watched when I was a teenager that, I don't have, a fully mature brain. B, I was probably highly distracted, like with a house full of people on drugs or something like that, or making out with a girl, whatever it was, right? Like the plethora of reasons you could be distracted from things. But yeah, I mean, and just an adult brain is much different now. And we can actually appreciate, understand the nuances behind things. Clockwork Orange was a great example. It's like I saw that in high school. I watched all the Kubrick movies. So one that I really want to watch now, Selena just read the book about the making of, is 2001: A Space Odyssey. So now I need to go back and watch that because I haven't seen it since high school and stuff.
I watched it last year for the first time since high school.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty great. I think I
Yep.
liked it more now than I did then.
Yeah.
I love to do a filmography. I'll watch all of a director's movies. I
Mhm.
have a ongoing spreadsheet where I rate them all and rank the directors after I average it and stuff. So it's just my ongoing personal project.
They're franchises in and of themselves. But real quick, we're going to play a song here at the end. And we didn't get to talk. We teased that we were going to talk a little bit of local music. So what's your connection to the music scene? You make music, obviously. GunsGodsGhosts, right?
Yeah. I used to go by Sarks a long time ago in the music scene here. And not a long time ago, like, I don't know, 2002, 2003, up through like 2012 or 14, something like that.
Good long time.
I did for a long time. I toured a bunch during that time. I drove, mainly the U.S., but I made hip hop music over the years. Eventually, though, my wife got pregnant, and I sort of was like, well, full-time underground rapper is not really gonna cut it in the time or money department for raising kids. So I switched over to a different industry, and I still made music. I switched the name to GunsGodsGhosts, but it's kind of just at my own pace. So I put out a record in like 2018, early 2019, and then I'm working on a new one right now that I just started to write. So, but now it's just for fun. It's like I was trying to make money at it back then. Now I'm not. So.
Me and Colin were in Brooklyn in last year and linked up with Sketch 185, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like." I used to do shows with Sarks and shit. I was like, oh, yeah. I'm on a podcast with that motherfucker.
Yeah. He's a good guy. His crew, his Chicago crew from back then, the Tomorrow Kings, are great. I would suggest looking them up if you like some kind of more avant-garde.
Yeah, they just put out
stuff.
Didn't they just put out a record just recently?
Yeah.
The whole collective. Sketch, great dude. Fantastic person to talk to and
hell of a performer, man.
And share a stage with.
Yeah, I miss a lot of that, of like touring and meeting people. I miss part of it. I don't miss like sleeping on gross floors.
Yeah, being up at night and wondering where you're gonna sleep. Just that exhausted, like behind the eyes feel. Yeah.
And the pre-show boredom. That's the worst part.
Oh
of touring,
God,
like,
dude. Yeah.
You get to a city 5 hours before you have to play, and then you're like, what do I do? Like, I guess I'll get some food and then just sit on my phone or something for 4 hours before it's time to like.
Seriously.
That was the part that was like the hardest. That's where like depression would start to set in, is in those times before.
It's dangerous.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's tough. The pre-show boredom and then also sticking around to get paid is like the two weird, like.
You're assuming that I got paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, waiting around for the promise of payment, maybe, to see if you would get
my
paid.
Money off of merch. I became a pretty good merch hustler touring.
You got to do it. It's the only way to really make money.
That's dope. Yeah. I'm ready to hawk some merch here on 425 Day.
Yeah. Are you?
That's what's up. Hawk it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like one of the first things I learned on tour was like when I signed a contract to play a show, I required that no one else on the bill give any merch away for free, because I really hated it when I'm trying to sell my album to make money to pay for gas, and then a local is just trying to push. So I get it. I'm not like mad at them, but they're like, my album's free, and then it's like very hard to sell your album when someone's giving theirs away for free right next to it.
Right. So. Fucking up the market, bruh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to play a selection here from GunsGodsGhosts. Do you have any song in particular you would like performed?
Yeah. Let's do Exoskeleton.
Exoskeleton, okay.
Yeah, it's the final song on that last album I made, and it's kind of leading into what I'm doing now in some ways. Rob is on that album, by the way. So,
I am.
That's true. Do you have it a Bandcamp or anything? What's your...
Yeah. I think it's just GunsGodsGhosts.bandcamp.com. And it's on that album. Vertices is on every streaming service as well. So
I'm gonna play it right now if I can find it. How about that? Yep.
No, you were absolutely
Vertices, Exoskeleton.
Yep.
Found it. I found it. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the selection, and then That way I can have it fully produced and packaged oh so sweetly.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's always funny hearing myself like that.
Always funny hearing myself.
It delights me.
It delights me when I'm humored. All right, so Exoskeleton is the name of the song. GunsGodsGhosts is the name of the artist.
Aaron, thank you for joining us in the pit.
Oh, wait, hold on. Thank you for mentioning that, Rob.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being a guest. Coming on the pod and chipping in. Words are proof you're the best guest of them all. And if you had your own pod and wanted one of us on too,
Which we did.
you would see the bestest guest would not be me. And the show description says, thank you for being a guest.
This is amazing.
Shout out Selena.
Shout out Selena, the invisible hand
that
behind the
one.
pod.
All right, Exoskeleton. Let's do it.
Bludgeon me to death with an SM-58. Commit my flesh to the audio tape. Looks like the EMTs were a little too late. Wake up, this slumbering Cerberus daydream addict. Sipping on nightshade, the succubus caress feels just like lace. Lizard blood in the body of a primate. Blades up, they cannot keep purging us. Gargoyle skin tends to break the claymores. Chase the brainstorm, embrace the waveform. A face that's rain-worn, watch the veins form. They need to taste more to make the veins sore. Someone focus the locust to choke us, they swarm and search for a verdant crop to aim for. No safe shores, now they travel with plain horns. Creatures of shame born, die by the same sword. I have to live inside this exoskeleton and learn to take all of my medicine. With a ground full of flames and the devil's true name, I can grow wings far less delicate. I have to die by Viking funeral, only if I can purge my ruthless soul. When our ashes sink down and our spirits all drown, they will know that this show is unsuitable. Berserker, no Virgil, no vigil, hour of bloodshed, no commercials in the middle. Orphan maker, wrapping pearls round the pistol. Had to eat the pale horse, so thirsty was the sickle. Skipping stones on the sticks, hoping pebbles bounce back. Have them counting their ribs while their temples downcast. Orchids as gifts, but those petals brown fast. Wrought iron headphones, black metal soundtrack. I don't want a song to kill me softly. Make it quick when the razors drift across me. Dwell on the verge, I emerge like Godspeed. Godspeed on the autopsy, Tommy. Can't see, can't feel, can't kamikaze. Just sleep, just kneel in this field of poppies. I got big dreams to play Illuminati. The all-seeing eye on the whip stays glossy. I have to live inside this exoskeleton and learn to take all of my medicine. With a ground full of flames and the devil's true name, I can grow wings far less delicate. I have to die by Viking funeral, only if I can purge my ruthless soul. When our ashes sink down and our spirits all drown, they will know that this show is unsuitable.